Another Mount Polumbus Speaks, all 22 coaches film edition here. We're going to break down the Denver Broncos offense against the Houston Texans and see why the Broncos offense struggled for the majority of the game. And then they were able to do what they've done so many times this year, which is play really good football when it all matters. Statistically speaking, Bo Nix has a pretty average game. He ends up going 18 of 37, throws for 173, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And the other players on the team, J.K. Dobbins, 15 for 61, 15 carries for 61 yards. R.J. Harvey only ends up getting 2 touches for 5 yards, and that's not enough touches for R.J. Harvey. I would love to see R.J. every game get somewhere between 6 to 8 reps, something like that, right? Doesn't have to be a ton, but he does need to get more reps than that. Fortunately, RJ has been a real weapon in the passing game here of late. RJ Harvey ends up catching 5 catches for 51 yards. That makes that good enough to be the leading receiver for the Denver Broncos against the Texans. You know, the Broncos have done this so many times already this year. So where are we at with Bo Nix? Here's where I'm at with Bo Nix. The good news with Bo is that he's got something in that DNA that you can't coach and you cannot teach. When it's clutch time, when it comes time to win or lose a football game at the end of the game, Bo Nix does not play in fear. Bo Nix has got that DNA, and that's something that you just cannot coach. So, you know, as frustrating as it can be to see this offense struggle for 3 quarters, week in and week out, you got to give credit where credit's due, man. Bo Nix shows up at the end of the game. So we're going to dive into all that and more, but before we get rolling here, need to take a quick second to thank my title sponsor, Safeway. Safeway's been a part of Mount Polumbus Speaks now for a long time. I'm super grateful to them. They're an incredible grocery store, and there is a difference in where you shop. Safeway supports local small businesses, so know that when you shop at Safeway, you are supporting your local businesses. They cut their fruit fresh in store every single day, and they've got an incredible app that if you don't have on your phone, you're missing out on. Skip the other delivery service apps. Order directly from the Safeway app. You're going to save time. You're going to save money. And they make it super easy. Before you blink your eye, they will have that food on your doorstep. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the film here. Appreciate you guys joining me as always on Mount Polumbus Speaks, and let's figure out what went wrong for the Broncos for the majority of the game, and then let's point out the positives as well of what went right when the game was on the line. Okay, first play of the game for the Broncos. We're going to come out in shotgun formation. Bo Nix is going to try to sling one out here to Courtland Sutton. It's going to end up being incomplete, and this is going to be the start of what felt like a long and frustrating game. Almost makes a great grab there from Courtland Sutton. I thought he came down with it at the beginning. Refs end up calling this ball incomplete, hits the ground. Don't know why the Broncos uniforms look like burnt orange on this film. I'm going to go ahead and skip over that one. Okay, second play of the game is going to be a decent little run here for J.K. Dobbins. Going to be a gain of 8 yards. Broncos offensive line has continued to do a good job of, well, for the most part, pass protecting and creating lanes in the running game. That's what they get paid to do. Okay, we come out in a 2 tight end set, so we got a tight end over on the left, we got a tight end over on the right. Evan Ingram's in the game, Troutman's in the game. We got a balanced look going on here after bringing Courtland Sutton in motion, and we've just got a simple cross flow zone play. All right, so you know what? Let me see if I can change the color here. Give me 1 second as I try to figure this out. I apologize. Okay, so all we've got is a simple cross flow action. We're going to kick out there. We're going to push between these 2 guys up to there. We got a B block on the backside right there to there. And then we're going to cross flow action. Boom, cut off and man on the line up through there. Couple guys make this play. All right, so I think the Broncos actually misidentified this. If you see the whole offensive line, we actually are going to start our combo blocks here. They're working all the way out here. I would have counted this dude as out of the box, so I wouldn't have counted him, but the Broncos counted him as in the box. So we got to push all of our blocks play side. That means Cortland Sutton's got to work his ass off to get in here, and that's actually going to end up being a key block. Cortland gets in there. We get good wash down here on the down block, on the B block. So I'd really give the credit to these two guys on this play. Cortland's been great in the running game for the last few weeks. Pat Bryant's been great in the running game for the last few weeks. Shotgun run here should be enough to pick up the first down. Do a decent job on both of the double teams. This one is a little bit better than the other one. These two are going to get a good double team here, and we're going to get up to the second level. Dobbins is off to a nice start in this game. I mean, J.K. Dobbins has been such a tremendous addition for the Broncos. I hope the Broncos end up extending J.K. Dobbins either at some point during the year or at the end of the season. He's been a great running back for us. I don't think he's going to break the bank in a new contract. You know, this play is not designed to bounce outside, but J.K. does a good job of taking it outside. So we've got double teams across the board here. Bolsey is going to be right there. We're going double team there, backside, double team here, up to 0, and we got a double team between our two tight end set up to 45. The only block that I don't like is right here. You're going to see Garrett Bowles. He's going to take a kick step back rather than being aggressive. I'd rather see him be aggressive and go get this guy on the line. But really good double team on the backside between 69 and 77. 89 and 82 good, do a decent job on their guy. I'd like to see 89 stay a little bit more upright, stay engaged. And Dobbins, as soon as you bounce that ball outside, you know it's on you as a running back. I got to put the Jets on, and I just got to beat these guys to the edge of the field. Okay, we've got a zone read concept going on here. So Bo is going to read this man right there. All right. If this guy runs up the field, we're going to hand the ball off. If this guy crashes to the mesh point, Bo Nix is going to keep this ball and run outside. We don't really get either one of those in this situation. This dude's just going to come up the field just 1 or 2 steps, and he's just going to hang out right here. So when in doubt, hand the ball off. It was the right read for Bo Nix. He's going to hand the ball off to R.J. Harvey going this way. I think that was the right read for sure. I don't love this B block on the backside. Okay, so I'm talking. Oops, wrong one. Sorry about that. I'm talking about this double team between these two guys. You'll see Garrett Bowles. He's got to get his hat in a perfect world. His hat's got to go past the midline and take this over, and then this guy should be climbing up to the second level. It doesn't work out that way. Polcheski ends up heavy. Bowles ends up a little bit short on his landmark, and then he's going to try to sneak up the backside and get to the second level. I'd prefer to see it the other way around. Okay, we got good protection here from the offensive line. Gives Bo Nix plenty of time to go through his progression. He doesn't like anything down the field. He's going to hit his check down here to Tyler Bidet, and we just got to catch the football. Got to catch the ball. 51-yard field goal ends up getting blocked, unfortunately. Broncos got no points on the board. All right. J.K. Dobbins has got nowhere to go on this one. Let's see what our blocking assignments should be. Okay. So we got a gut concept here. So what we've got is we got a down block here from the tight end. He's got to get his hat a little bit more play side and not let this guy disrupt up the field. But we got a down block there. We're going to pull. We're going to kick out for the first man. We're going to pin him right there. We're going to try to pin that shoulder so that we can create a wall right there. And then we're going to pull around for the first man in the box right there. The problem on this one is going to be right here. Troutman's got to do a better job of getting his hat to the play side. He can't let this guy penetrate up the field. Because this guy gets penetration up the field, it forces our center to bubble back, try to get around, and all the timing just gets thrown off. Troutman's got to get his head across the field. Just too short, too shallow. All right, second quarter. That was a quick first quarter for the Broncos offense. They did not have a whole lot of action. Clock went relatively quick there for them. They didn't get a lot of plays in, and we got no points on the board. We got a real boring game going on between the Broncos and the Texans so far early on in this game. Okay, we're finally going to take a shot down the field, and this one's too bad because look at this right here. We got everything we want, man. All we got to do is lead our receiver in stride. If we just could have thrown that ball a yard and a half further, you see right there, if that ball would have landed right here, we would have had a really nice completion. Instead, that ball starts to slow down. Our wide receiver's got to slow down, and he's going to start peeling back. That gives the defensive back enough time to catch up, and unfortunately, Troy Franklin isn't able to come down with the ball. We're going to try to get Troy Franklin again here. Unfortunately, we're going to be incomplete on 2 plays in a row as we try to target number 11. This is nothing but a quick bubble screen. This ball should not be batted down. I'm going to show you from the other angle. I don't like how soft Garrett Bowles' set is on this one. You know that this ball is coming out early. This ball is coming out quick. So your job is to get this defensive lineman's hands down. You know, I understand why Bowles set back, but this dude right here, if we take an angle set on him like Bowles does and we meet him in the backfield, well, this guy's going to have a chance to get up the field, just stand here, get our hands up, and block that ball. What I would prefer to see Bowlesy do in this particular situation, set flat, okay, maybe a little bit more like this, a little bit more like that, a little bit of an angle set, and then jump that dude. And the second that dude gets his hands up in the air, you got to punch him right in the gut. You punch a dude right in the gut, what's going to happen? Your hands are going to be up here. They're going to get pulled down. Instead, we're going to take a deep set, and we don't even touch our guy before he gets his hands up on the ball. Another punt. We're going to have offsetting penalties on this play, so we're going to get a defensive holding called, but we're also going to get an intentional grounding from Bo Nix. Penalties are going to offset. Repeat the down. Moving on. Gosh, this is ugly ball so far, man. Got to give Troy Franklin some credit on this one. I mean, is it a big gain? No. Is it what you wanted? Absolutely not. But this could have very easily been a TFL for a tackle for a loss for 2 or 3 yards. Troy Franklin does a great job of getting skinny there, making the first defender miss. And give Pat Bryant credit, man. I like the way the Pat Bryant blocks. I mean, Pat Bryant's locked in on there on number 5, stays connected as long as he possibly can. Wisely throws his hands up in the air so he doesn't get the holding penalty. That play could have been a whole lot worse. All right, hallelujah. Finally, we got a big gainer here. Pretty simple concept. We're just going to hit the tight end on the seam route here. Everything opens wide up for the Broncos on this. Bo Nix just got to play a little simple pitch and catch. Nobody's in coverage in the zone there for Troutman. Troutman does a good job of just identifying it. You can see the second that he felt that thing open up, he sits down in the zone. Bo sees it. Troutman feels it. That's about as easy of a 21-yard gain as you're ever going to get. All right, we got all freaking day here. I mean, look at this protection from the offensive line. Bo doesn't know what to do with himself. Probably should not have tried to escape the pocket. Probably should have just stepped up, set his feet, tried to find somebody. I mean, let's pause it right here. We're covered. We got one dude that's open. If Bo had time to get to him, but you can see Bo's got his eyes down here. He's not. He's going to come across the field like this. Probably be the last man in his progression to end up going all the way down there. RJ Harvey gets his second, I believe, final carry of the game right here. Got an 18T pole concept, 18 truck, 18 semi series, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to bring Troutman down from outside the screen. He's going to motion down in here, and then we're going to try to pin block number 51. We're going to pull around in space, and then we're going to toss this ball out here and try to get outflank these dudes. Got 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Broncos are finally moving the ball. Had the big gain to Troutman. Now we got a nice little dump off here to our guy Michael Bandy, who got elevated for this game. You can see Bandy just gets lost right there. We've got, okay, so our receiver up here, we're just going to try to rub through this guy, right? And if we rub through this guy, we're going to collide right there. That's going to leave Bandy wide open out here with this dude getting hung up right there. That was a good job of just creating traffic, trying to get big, and trying to force the two defensive backs to bump into one another. I like Michael Bandy, man. He's been around for a long time. It feels like he's been around for 3 or 4 years, hanging out on the practice squad. Happy for the young man that he got elevated in this game. Do we have this? Maybe. Yeah, you might have had this. Just got to get a little bit more loft on that ball. Try to drop it in over that defender's head. The ball was thrown a little bit too much on a rope, too much of a line drive, and doesn't give the ball a chance to dump in over the defensive back's head. We're going to go off power, play action pass off power here. So we're going to pull our right guard, and then we're going to roll bootleg out of the pocket. Just need a little bit more touch. So we got an incompletion. Unfortunately, we got another incompletion coming up here as we try to get Evan Ingram. And gosh dang it, man. Gosh dang it. This one, when I watch this one live, I'm just thinking to myself, this ain't our day. You got everything you want, man. Evan Ingram runs a nice route. He crosses up the defensive back. Look at this defensive back up here, okay? As we eye this right about up in this middle of this field, you're going to see Evan Ingram. We're just going to act like we're going out here, put our foot in the ground, and get up the field. This defensive back is going to get crossed over and fall down right about there. Don't get too many opportunities like this. This is a major bummer. Good news is, though, we're going to follow it up with a touchdown pass here. So we're going to hit Cortland Sutton for 30 yards, touchdown. We got pretty good protection from the offensive line, except for Garrett Bowles. I'll show you Garrett a little bit more here on this from the other angle. This is a good touch pass from Bo Nix. This one, he puts the loft on it, and he does drop it in a bucket over the defensive back's head. Cortland Sutton's good for a TD. Okay, eyes on 72 right here. It's not a bad set. I mean, it's not a terrible set. It's not a good set either. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so right here, I would just like to see right now, okay? I'd love to see a two-hand punch. Go ahead and punch this dude right there. Get two hands on him. Try to disrupt that. Try to not give that short corner. In a perfect world, I'd love to see these shoulders more on an angle like this rather than like this. We've got our shoulders opened up there, and you know what that does? It gives this guy the ability to dip around that corner and get that short corner. Okay, we got a minute 52 left in the half. Broncos are finally on the board with a touchdown, so we're pretty much in 2-minute mode here. Got to operate quickly, got to operate efficiently, but the most important thing is you need a drive starter. This is a perfect little drive starter. You don't have to go deep. You don't have to take a shot down the field. Just get something that gets the drive rolling, get a little bit of positive momentum, and then you'll go from there. So this is good stuff right here, okay? So they're in zone coverage. Number 39, he's going to get stressed. He's got to pick one, right? Am I going to go with Cortland Sutton? Am I going to match up on him, or am I going to dump off down to 28? He ends up matching up on Cortland Sutton, and that gives us a lot of green grass right there for 28. Minute 29, we're going to take a deep shot down the field, try to connect with Troy Franklin. Unfortunately, we do not connect on this one. We're really close, just balls out of bounds. Let's check out the pass protection. Not bad. I mean, that's a pretty typical NFL pocket. In a perfect world, you would love to see Bo Nix have the ability to step up in this pocket. Both his center and his guard get collapsed a little bit. I actually think that Garrett Bowles is in great position. Mike McGlinchey's in good position until right now. Right now, he's going to start leaning out on that outside shoulder, and it's going to give 51 an opportunity to spin back inside. All right, now we're going the wrong way. So we had a decent little start to this drive. Unfortunately, we're going to go -6 here on the dump off to Tyler Bidet. Got a screen route concept, and Luke Wattenberg just isn't able to get out there on number 90 in time. Minute 19 left, but now we're backed up. So don't want to make any bad decisions here. Bo just loses track of where he's at on this field. I mean, he's a solid yard and a half past the line of scrimmage on this one. I mean, if he's going to throw this, let's hope that you throw it and you actually complete it for a touchdown. But Bo's got to have better awareness of where he's at. I mean, you can see the line of scrimmage right here. So this is about the line. Forgive my wobbly line. And you'll see Bo. Well, my line moves. My bad. And we're going to punt this ball away. Unfortunately, unable to get anything further at the end of the first half. So Broncos do get on the board at least once in the first half. Just a lot of stuff that needs to get cleaned up. Something here, something there. It's one player on one play. It's another player on another play. The running game was not very good. I thought the running game started out pretty good, and then they just, whether it was a lack of commitment or a lack of success, one of the two, they got away from it. So fortunately, Broncos are going to end up winning this game. This is going to be the end of the video today. Tomorrow I'll come back and I'll give you the second half of the Broncos offense against the Texans. If you guys have not subscribed to my podcast, please hit that link in my bio on X. Go on over to YouTube and hit subscribe. That's where all my content lives. If you like what I put out and don't want to miss out on anything, you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed over there on YouTube. And I'd really appreciate it if you could take 10 seconds out of your day to like and comment on YouTube. It does a lot for the algorithm for me and helps my channel grow. So I'd be very appreciative if you could be a tier 1 subscriber for me and do that. Again, thank you to Safeway for being the title sponsor of Mount Polumbus Speaks. This is it for